TruGolf Academy. You've joined me, Jon Watts, today at Drayton Park Golf Club. I'm in my swing studio, and what I want to do today is a video talking about why it's so difficult to hit the ball straight. If you don't already, please do check us out on all our social media info. All the platform info you need for the TruGolf Academy is coming on the bottom of the screen right now, so please do check us out on there. Do post some comments and videos you'd like to see, topics that you're struggling with, and I can then get round to recording some videos that will really be very relevant to you and hopefully some of the other viewers out there. So this is quite a tricky subject to talk about, and there's a little bit of science I've got to bore you with, so please bear with me, but I think if you can understand it, you can start to steer you perhaps to playing with a shape rather than trying to aim for straight. So the first thing to answer is yes, it is incredibly difficult to hit the ball straight. Should I be trying to hit the ball straight? Probably not. I think it's much easier to play with a shape, and I've recently done a video about talking about creating a shot cone. I'd encourage you to watch that video talking about trying to create a consistent ball flight that's starting right or left to target and moving back towards target rather than trying to aim for this straight flight. But I just want to go a little bit into the science behind hitting a straight ball flight. So there's a few things. And the first point I'd have to say is the ball has to hit the centre of the golf club, so the dead centre, from heel to toe, bottom to top, for us to be getting this centred ball, this straight ball flight. So we need a centred strike. Well, that's very difficult to guarantee first up, so we need a centred hit. The second thing is as the ball releases off the golf club, we need the club face to be square to the target. So that means by the time I hit the ball, I need the club face to be slightly open. So for me as a right-handed golfer, my club face would be pointing slightly to the right. So by the time the ball releases off the club face, because it spends a fraction of a second on there, the club face has got to square. Okay, so it's slightly open. On contact, by the time the ball releases, the club face is squared. Now again, that's incredibly difficult. So trying to get those two things, the club face pointing at your target and the ball coming out of the centre of the golf club, incredibly difficult to do. It gets even a little bit harder. We would need to swing the golf club slightly differently with an iron to a driver. And I think it's hard enough trying to teach a golfer one golf swing, let alone trying to adapt it and make a different method with your iron to your driver. I get a lot of people say, oh, I swing it completely different. And I get them on video and they tend to look very much the same. It's the same faults. It just tends to be perhaps more exaggerated with the driver because of the length of the golf club, the loft on the golf club, those kind of things. So it's, I guess, our understanding, my understanding of it has got a lot better with research that came out after using Doppler radars, flight scopes and TrackMans and GC2 photographic launch monitors, understanding the ball flight. We know, and if you want to do a little bit more research on this, type in D plane, so the letter D, plane. What we know is that for every degree we're hitting down on the golf ball, we'd need to be swinging a degree out to in. So for me as a right-handed golfer, for every degree I hit down on the ball, I'd need to be swinging a degree to the left, as well as those other 2 points, the ball hitting the centre, the club face being square to the target as the ball released off the club face. Now that changes when we start hitting up on the ball. So ideally with a driver in my hand, I'm going to hit up on the ball by a couple of degrees. If I am hitting up on it by 2, I need to be swinging in to out by 2. If I'm hitting down on an iron by 5 degrees, I need to be swinging to the left by 5 degrees. So incredibly difficult. There are a couple of things with the golf club design that should help us to try and achieve that, the length of the golf club and the angle the shaft sits to the ground, so the lie angle. So an iron is shorter and more upright, which is encouraging you to swing a little bit more upright. The driver is longer and it's a flatter lie angle, encouraging you to swing more around the body. But we kind of ruin that when we change our ball position. So I guess that's a plus point perhaps for more of a fixed ball position. I play in more of a varied ball position, so I would use a 7 iron more in the centre of my stance. By moving it to the centre, it's encouraging my swing path to be going more in to out because we swing on this arc. okay, or with this rotation. So by moving the ball to the centre, the path is generally going more to the right. I could counteract that, so if you really were aiming for straight, I'd have to counteract that and open my body slightly. So I'd be getting my feet, shoulders, hips, knees slightly to the left of the target, slightly open, encouraging my swing path to be a little bit more to the left. Whereas when I move the ball position forwards with my driver, I could counteract that by closing my stance slightly, so pointing my body a little bit more to the right of the target line. That all sounds incredibly difficult, and that is why I will try and play with a shape rather than trying to play with straight, unless your name's Henrik Stenson, in which case carry on hitting the ball dead straight like you already do. So this is it's very tricky to do. I'm going to have a little bit of fun. I'm going to try and hit just 2 shots for you. I'm going to hit one first of all with the 7-iron, one with the driver, trying to hit a straight ball flight. I'm going to change my setup slightly to achieve that, or try to. So I'm going to go a little bit more open, a little bit more left with my iron. I'm going to go a little bit more closed with my driver because of the change in ball position. So let's give it a go. You guys, in fact, if I quickly click on the keyboard, we'll be able to see the ball flight. Right, let's give this a go. Don't expect miracles here, guys. Well, it's going to finish on the line, which is what a lot of people call straight, but it didn't fly dead straight. It did have that little bit of fade. I was trying to swing left to match my path and club face, and you can see I did a pretty good job of that. So I got my swing path 4.8 out to in, the club face, I was hitting down on the ball by 5.8, so not a million miles off. It was roughly out the centre, it was a fraction nearer the toe. And my club face was pretty square, so I did a pretty good job, but that's how tough it is to actually hit that straight ball flight. We're going to go ahead and hit one more with a driver. Oh, I haven't clicked continue. Could you just give me 1 second? Okay. So now I'm going to close my stance a little bit and my shoulders, effectively almost trying to feel like I'm hitting more of a draw, but it's really counteracting the fact that I'm hitting up on the ball. I'm trying to swing in to out by a couple of degrees. Oh, hello. I think I managed a straight ball flight for you guys. Pretty close at least. I think you're going to have to let me off at a couple of yards right to target. Not a lot of deviation on there. I'm claiming it as straight, whatever you say. I hit up on the ball. I hit it out of the centre. My club face was a fraction open, so I'd need that to be 0. I would need that to match that, so I'd have needed to swing 2 degrees into out rather than 0.3. So I was pretty much swinging square on it, hit up on it, hit out of the centre, but the club face was a fraction open. That's how difficult it is to try and hit a straight ball flight. I hope that video's helped. I hope that's answered a few questions. At least, should I try and hit it straight or not? I'd go with not. I would try and play with the shape. Check out the video I did talking about creating a shot cone. That's really going to help you. Do give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed the content of the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for free, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.